what do you do in Vegas, Paul? What's Paul Heyman doing? What does a Vegas week look like for Paul Heyman, WWE superstar?
Pretty much prepare for the Rich Eisen Show, and then I celebrate my participation in such afterwards.
Do you hit a table, Paul?
Oh, no.
No, you don't do that. You don't do that sort of thing.
Not interested in gambling at a casino. I'd be far more interested in owning a casino.
Attaboy. I like it. Well,
I like that.
It's like I don't go to events. I produce or present or write or perform in events. I don't know how to be a bystander. I don't know how to sit in the crowd. It's not how I'm wired. If I'm at a blackjack table, I'm sitting there trying to figure out, wow, how do you own this thing? How do you market this thing? How do you present this thing? How do I pull from those who pull from it from the masses?
Mm-hmm. So when was the first time you ever went to Vegas? Did you see a show? Like what about that, Paul? Give me that one.
I don't know the first time I ever arrived in Las Vegas. I really don't remember that. I know that I was performing here at the Tropicana with Vern Gagne's AWA when I was 21 years old.
What were you doing? What were you performing?
I was Paulie Dangerously managing the original Midnight Express on ESPN.
Wow. Paulie Dangerously, huh?
Like carrying the Zach Morris brick phone that we have in front of Del Tufo.
Okay, I like it. All right.
Now, why do they call it the Zach Morris brick phone?
It should be the Paulie Dangerously phone.
Yes, because that prick stole it from me. Come on. I mean, how many times has the entertainment business stolen from me and then, the Zach Morris brick phone? Now, if you want to call it the Gordon Gekko brick phone,
yes.
I like that character so much. I'll give him the credit on it. But the Zach Morris, Saved by the Frickin' Bell. This goes back to 1994. When I changed the name of the ECW from Eastern Championship Wrestling to Extreme Championship Wrestling, and 6 months later, Extreme was just in vogue all over the world. Extreme Taco Bell, Extreme Whopper, Extreme Big Mac, Extreme Ford Truck, Extreme Chrysler Pontiac, blah, 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 blah. Then in 2013, 2014, when Brock Lesnar conquered the streak, eat, sleep, conquer, repeat, and nobody had heard of that phrase before, and within a year, everywhere you went, eat, sleep, blank, repeat, and it's still going on to this day. And now it even goes back to all the way back then when I was the only person in movies, television, any form, music, any form of entertainment or sports that had a phone on me 24/7, where people would even say to me, "You carry a phone 24/7? Why do you do that?" There it is, right?
Yeah, I've had this as my real phone. This was my phone. These are the best.
People would say to me, nobody walks around with a phone 24/7, 365. And I sat there and said, listen, this is not a prediction. It's a spoiler. This is the future, and I'm ahead of the curve. And of course I was.
Yes.
And because I had the big brick phone. And now, here we are decades later. Is it the Paul Heyman brick phone? Is it the Paulie Dangerously brick phone? It's the Zach Morris. And you know what? I'd even give him the credit if he was man enough to bang Elizabeth Berkley on the show, but he wasn't man enough to do it. So why do we give him any credit as a man to begin with?
Well, you'll be then pleased to know, Paul, not just this is a flex for us as well, but the one that we're...
he did bang Elizabeth Berkley?
No. I can confirm that. But the phone that is being held up is in fact signed by Michael Douglas as Gordon Gekko when he appeared on this program, because you and I share a similar thing other than just being great Jews in sports. We only know one way to do things, Paul. You know what I'm saying? You and I. Only one way. We know how to do it.
It says number one or not at all.
That's
because
correct.
In the dog race of life, if you're not number one, the view is all the same.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, the artist formerly known as Paul E. Dangerously, who was ahead of his time with a brick phone, you are also the host of the all-new 2K Showcase, if I'm not mistaken, 21st Century style, correct?
That is true.
Why don't I give you the floor on this, Paul?
Well, 2K Sports, in their infinite wisdom, reached out not only to your tribal chief, but also to your wise man to be on the cover of WWE 2K25. They also had us on the cover of the special Bloodline edition of WWE 2K25. And then they have had me do a whole bunch of media that no one from the sports entertainment industry has done before. So massive credit to the expansionist concept and the marketing of WWE 2K25 to not just limit us to media that typically covers wrestling or media like yours that only covers the very, very top end of this industry, but to expand us into other genres and avenues of media and publicity that had before never touched the subject, even if it's video games, even if it's a multi-billion-dollar video game that had never touched the subject before, even though in some ways it was worthy, but never worthier, or it's not a word. I correct my own grammar. I asked my mother for forgiveness. More worthy than when Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman are on the cover of the game.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.